Well, hello, am I ever so glad you could join me. I'm Mother Goose Emily, and I'll be your Mother Goose for today. The book I have picked out for us is pretty fun and has an interesting lesson that I fully agree with, and I hope by the end of the story you'll agree with it too. It's called Library Books Are Not for Eating, and it was written by Todd Tarpley and illustrated by Tom Booth. As usual, I borrowed this book from my local library, and if you enjoy it, I'd recommend you check out your local library. Even if they don't have a copy, I'm sure they'd have another book that you'd love just as much. So what do you think? Are you with me from the start? Library books are not for eating? Or do you need a little bit of convincing? Can you tell me why they're not for eating? Let's see what the book has to say on that. Let's see. Look, it looks like their teacher might be a dinosaur. Oh my goodness. What kind of dinosaur is she? Can you tell me? I think she might be a brontosaurus. Would you want a dinosaur for a teacher? An interesting thought. Can you see it? The day Miss Bront came to school, story time was extra cool. She told great jokes, was never mean. Biggest smile you'd ever seen. One small problem, couldn't beat it. Once she'd read a book. So what do you think? Does she sound like a good teacher to have to you? I think she sounds pretty nice, but I wonder what her problem is. Do you know? Once she read a book, she'd eat it. Oh my goodness. She'd say, "The end." You'd hear a crunch, then 3 or 4 more books by lunch. Miss Bront, kids would keep repeating, library books are not for eating. Oh my goodness, do you see her there? The book's going straight into her mouth. And look at all the kids, they look pretty shocked, don't they? And I'd be pretty surprised if a teacher started eating a book in front of me. If anyone did. How about you? Miss Bront promised with a roar that she'd be eating books no more. But soon as story time was done, oops, there'd go another one. Oh my goodness, she's saying, nope, no more books. She's gonna try. But oh dear, do you see their books? What has she done? They've got bites taken out of them. Miss McSmartly called her in. "Miss Bront, where do I begin? You're eating books. That isn't right. You need to curb your appetite. I think you know where this is leading. Library books are not for eating." Miss Bront promised with a roar that she'd be eating books no more. When Miss McSmartly turned her head, she ate up all her books instead. Oh my dear, that's not what she meant, Miss Bront. She's not eating library books, she's eating the principal's books. That is not what she meant, is it? Look at them. See, you're eating all those books? Wow. At lunchtime, when she ate 2 more, oh goodness, the lunchroom lady stomped the floor. "Miss Bront, you must change your diet. Books taste yucky. Don't deny it. Instead of books, try something new. My cottage cheese and meatball stew. We've got to rearrange your feeding. Library books are not for eating." What do you think? Is that going to work? If she has some cottage cheese and meatball stew, will she stop eating the books? If she eats something else? What do you think? Miss Bront promised with a roar that she'd be eating books no more. She took one bite of cottage cheese. Is it gonna work? Then ate 3 books of recipes. Oh my goodness. Look, the kids find it funny at least. She's eating books about food. She took a walk to clear her head. Down to the soccer field she fled. Coach Burley blew his whistle loudly, pointing to his players proudly. I've got problems of my own, a soccer field that's overgrown. Can't mow the grass, can't pick the weeds. You're not the only one with needs. Be a winner, no more cheating. Library books are not for eating. What do you think? Will that work? She's just trying to clear her head. More people are saying, no, you can't eat the books. Look, he's got his own problems. Miss Bront promised with a roar that she'd be eating books no more. But as Coach Burley turned his gaze, she ate his book of soccer plays. Miss Bront packed her bags that day. I'm sorry, but I cannot stay. It's not that I find books so yummy, but nothing else here fills my tummy. If I could find a bulb or seed, a blade of grass, a bush, a weed. What do you think? Is there something else she can be eating that would help fill her up? Our kids really don't want her to go. They like her a lot. Can you think of anything? What could she eat instead of books? Suddenly, her plan was clear. She'd make the wild weeds disappear. All she had to do was eat 'em. Let her appetite defeat them. Now Miss Bront just eats weeds. They fill her dietary needs. The soccer team has gone unbeaten. Not a single book's been eaten. Look, she's eating the weeds on the soccer field. It's helping her be full and not eat the books, and helping Mr. Burley and the soccer players by clearing the field for them. It's helping everybody. Every morning, right at 9, Miss Bront leads the story time, and every afternoon at 4, she is on the sidelines keeping score. The soccer field is good as new. Kids run and kick where weeds once grew. The moral of this tale you're reading? What do you think? What's the moral of the tale? You can see them all. The kids running and playing as she cheers them on at the sidelines. And they all get to read their books without them being in danger of being eaten. Can you tell me of the moral of this story? I'm going to say it with me. Library books are not for eating. A happy tale this might have been. They're all happy reading their books together. Do you see it? Do you see them all having fun? I think that's a good way to spend some time. How about you? So happy tale this might have been. But then they hired Mr. Finn. Oh no. Look, they've got a shark for a teacher now. I wonder how that's going to end. Because that's the end of our story. And there's Mrs. Bront eating all the books. See, they've all got a bite taken out of them, like at the start. And that's the end. So what do you think? Do you agree with the book? Do you agree with me? Library books are not for eating. I must admit, I've gotten the urge to devour a book or two before, but never to eat them. It's not good. Especially library books. We've got to take care of them so others can enjoy them, just like others take care of them so we can enjoy them. And that's the end of our story today. I'm glad Miss Bront found an alternative that worked for her and for everyone. So today's song, I thought we'd sing Herman the Worm together. Would you sing it with me? Here it goes. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo. When along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. And I said, Herman, what happened? And he said, I ate a grape. Sitting on my fence post, chewing some bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo. When along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. And I said, Herman, what happened? And he said, I ate a plum. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo. When along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. And I said, Herman, what happened? And he said, I ate an orange. Sitting on my fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo. When along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. And I said, Herman, what happened? And he said, I ate a watermelon. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo. When along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. And I said, Herman, what happened? And he said, I burped. And that's the story of Herman the Worm. It's a fun song to sing. You can have more than those verses. Use all sorts of objects and things, all sorts of sizes. It's fun to sing, especially with your friends. Get it going. And that's the end of our song. Herman was also eating things he maybe shouldn't have been, just like Mrs. Bront. I hope you enjoyed our time together. I wanted to thank you so much for singing with me. All we've got left is our goodbye song. Would you sing that with me also? All right, let's start. It goes, see you later, alligator, in a while, crocodile. Give a hug, ladybug, blow a kiss, jellyfish. See you soon, big baboon, out the door, dinosaur. Take care, polar bear, wave goodbye, butterfly. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, butterfly.